hi all gozaimasu, Pinstripe des. I do that every time and I'm sorry, but hello and welcome everyone to another IL-2 video. Today it is all about landing. We're taking on the two Japanese carrier landing missions, and that's why I have maintained the flight messages, so you can kind of see the speed that I'm coming in at, see what I'm doing at all times with my flaps, with my landing gear. And starting off, we are looking to land here on the moving aircraft carrier, which typically is easier to do because you don't have to factor in your speed as much, given that you're moving onto something that is moving too, so you just have to match its speed and let the arrest hook do the work. If you don't know what the arrest hook is, it's basically the hook that drops down. It's another thing that you can just hit a button, it will come down, and the aircraft carrier effectively catches you on that hook. So if you are going at speed, it's like as long as you land on the deck and you don't bounce too crazily, the line will catch you, as you'll see when we come in here, and it will remove all our speed and all of our troubles effectively. So we get caught on the second bounce and speed is reduced. Successful landing, nice and easy. It's a good start. It's a good start. But then things aren't going to go so well here when we start our second approach for maneuvering and landing onto a carrier that is stationary. So you can see that the two destroyers are going to be passing it. We're going to be hitting a lot of turbulence. There'll be a lot of torque against our plane, which is difficult because, again, I'm also trying to do this properly as well, where I'm following the vectors on the map, so you don't just zoom in and land where you want to. You go around in a sort of square and then you kind of come in on the inside and start to land. So again, we come in with the carrier on our left, and then we're going to pass the carrier completely before turning left again. But this is where I kind of fail miserably. As you can see, I'm bringing my flaps down, I am reducing my speed, but the biggest and perhaps most glaring issue, which we'll see when we return to the cockpit view, is the height that we are currently at above this carrier. We are way too high, coming in way too hot, which basically means that we are going to bounce off the carrier deck and continue our flight around, and basically have to do another circle, which really sucks because yes, it helps to reduce speed, but there is such a thing as going too slow and asking too much of your plane. In this case, that's what happened here. So mission ends in a failure, and it sucks when that happens because you feel like you have control, you're so close to the carrier to land on it, but you just have to bring your speed down so much because it is a stationary target and it's all about how fast you are traveling. That object isn't going to move, therefore you have to come in incredibly slow. And when you slow down your speed and then you ask too much of the plane, it's very easy to lose control, because as soon as it starts to turn, it's game over. You're just going to fall straight down. Even if you go full throttle, you ain't getting that baby back, I'm afraid. But this is the second attempt, once again bringing our landing gear down, but it does, watching this replay, still feel that little bit too fast. You know, I'm trying to do everything at once. I'm reducing my power again. I'm trying to put myself into a side slip wherever possible to continue to reduce my airspeed, and that is once again where I rotate my plane around to put one of my wings into the crosswind to again just hopefully let the wind do the job and reduce my speed. So coming in, despite it not looking too good, we are roughly on course here for a decent landing, but the closer we get to the carrier, it is the sooner you realize that actually you are maybe going a tad bit too fast, and yeah, it is the same again, and we only just managed to power ourselves up to avoid slipping into the drink. You can see the air trails behind as we increase our power once more and spin ourselves around to try for a second attempt at this second run. So again, it kind of fails in roughly the same way as before, where I try and reduce my speed going into a bit of a side slip. But when you try a side slip at very low speed, yeah, you just lose control completely. This time the aircraft wasn't completely destroyed, but it still ends in failure. So on the third and final attempt at landing on a stationary carrier, I'm going to do it my own way, where I give myself a really long run up. So I did the usual vector, and then I just kept going and span around and brought my speed all the way down, and throughout just trying to keep my nose ever so slightly above the line of the carrier, because again, don't want to be coming in too high above it, otherwise the speed would be too much, and we've seen examples obviously of where that has failed miserably. So I'll let the rest of this video speak for itself. I hope you guys enjoyed. Landing and taking off on its own in this game are just uniquely fun in their own right, so I would highly recommend giving them a try and buying an IL-2 as well, because it is incredibly cheap. 1946, would recommend. But yeah, I'll catch you guys later for the next one.